Hello, lovelies. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to Nephtara Grace. If you're new, welcome in. If you've been here before, welcome back. So the whole vibe is like Psalms 92, but I personally am singing Psalms 84 this morning. Right? There's a lot of chatter in these spiritual streets. I'm not going to say chatter, there's a lot of talk. There's a lot of intentional conversation, to be accurate. So you may be receiving a lot of downloads. I mean, this Pisces full moon was pretty hype. So those of you who receive, I'm sure you're probably still in receptive mode. This reading today is going to just flow with that energy. We're going to start off with the goddess energy. Greek goddess of memory, Nemesine. But again, Nemesine also deals with past lives. Okay, we're going to get a theme from the major arcana, and then we'll get the runes out. Very, very yin energy. So absolutely flow and feel into the day. So whenever you find this reading, right, because time's the construct who made it up, the readings are timeless, you take what resonates, and you find it, you leave the rest behind, yeah? But whatever comes up and comes out in this reading, it's meant for you whenever you find it, okay? Just gotta make that really clear for somebody. Awas, this is about magic. This is like death, the death rune. And what's interesting is I wondered, because we, before recording, I had this whole conversation about death with spirit, and they're like, we want you to share your story with somebody, they need to hear it. And I was like, oh, okay, it's pretty intense, but, part of my story, can't do the whole thing, but it has to do with death. So now that that's out here, I'm sure I'll share, right? Okay, Uru's power, yeah. It's the story of Burkana, sorry, I can't talk. And Thoris's protection, yeah. So here we go. Here's the story. So years ago, I told you guys I was raised Christian and all that. And when I was 19, I was like, that's not. It's great. It's just not for me. Actually, look, how I was I believe in God. I think Jesus is great. It's just the people who say they do this thing, they're not doing the thing. So I don't really trust it. I don't trust Christianity because of how Christians are representing it. That was my thing at 19. And so I started on my personal journey with God, okay? So no church, nobody holding my hand, nobody saying I had to do this, that, the other. It was me and God. And I came across, in that season of my life, and this is over 25 years ago now, in that season of my life, I came across the story of a man named John G. Lake. Now, when people want to know, like, how'd you get here, I shared John G. Lake. He was this missionary back in the day. You can look him up. I mean, he's world-renowned missionary for God, right? He was a businessman who became this world-renowned healer. Like, he was not a Christian. He was not into God. No, he was a millionaire back then. And he went to a revival and he got the Holy Spirit, but it worked for him. Do you understand? Like, something caught on. He ended up selling his business, going to Africa, and over the course of his career, he raised thousands of people from the dead. Y'all, there was something about me learning about this man's legacy that lit something up inside of me. And I said, my 20 years old, I was like, I want what that man has. And reading his account, reading John G. Lake's account of his life, he was like a child. He was a grown-ass man in his 40s when he became a Christian. But what he discovered was that if God was really God, then God was limitless. And so he had a really simple prayer. Every day he would pray, more, I want more. And I took that on as my own personal prayer at 20 years old. And when you're 20, you have the fervor of a 20-year-old, right? So when I say that I went hard, I went hard. I want more, God. I want more. I was a beast. I was a beast for more. And so my path accelerated in ways you cannot possibly imagine. The things that I did in my 20s, the experiences I had that led me to my 30s, that, you know, and now I'm 45 and it's like, holy crap, I am where I am because I asked for more. So this is about death, however. This is about power. This is about not just death, but death and life. Okay? And this is about power and protection. This is what this is about now. So one day I was reading my Bible, and you know, Spirit led me to the part labradorite and fluorite, mental mastery and free will. Spirit led me to the scripture where I was talking about the gifts, you know, the fivefold ministry in the New Testament, and Spirit says, which one of these gifts do you want? Now I'm sitting there in my Bible study time, I'm like, which one of these gifts do I want? I already had a feeling that I had words of wisdom, words of knowledge, right? So I thought to myself, well, I should probably say the gift of prophecy. But what came out of my mouth was something that was from my heart. And I'll never forget, because I was sitting in my little spot with my Bible, and my mind was telling me to tell Spirit one thing, but my heart overrode my mind, and my heart burst out, I want to raise people from the dead. That's what came out of my mouth out loud to Spirit. And I let it sit because my inner child was excited about it. My inner child was like, yeah. And my inner teenager was like, yeah. So I was like, you know. And then Spirit got quiet, and the Spirit said, you know, they kill people who have that gift. That's what Spirit straight up. And I said, oh. And I thought about it. I said, they do. Like, I could see in history. I was like, you know what, you're right. Better just go ahead and give me the gift of prophecy. But then I looked again. I said, you know what? Give me all of them but raising people. I did. I said, give me all them gifts, but you don't worry about raising people from the dead. So what Spirit said was, okay. And then I got put on a path of initiation to activate and awaken all of those gifts, including raising people from the dead. Because Spirit wasn't like, oh, you can't have that gift. Spirit was just saying, oh, that one comes with a disclaimer. Also, the universe doesn't note when we change our minds, only when we change our actions. So when Spirit put me on the path of initiation to awaken, activate, and master all those gifts, guess what? I didn't get off the path. So as far as the universe is concerned, I want all the gifts. See how that works? So I was told I needed to share this because in my last reading, I shared with you guys that somebody has this power that is linked, I think I call it like you're like a Death Eater. And so I want to come back around as an incarnated death deity myself and let you know, like, first of all, there's nothing wrong. It's all good. Look, I'm a death deity. This is how I got here. You know, and that's what Spirit wanted me to share. Like, my path here, my path to awakening to my fullness was actually through Christianity. Coming out of Christianity, standing there with the Most High, just me and the Most High, and saying, okay, well, my heart stripped bare. I want to raise people from the dead. And then having to get really clear, like, hey, first of all, when you want to have the power of life and death, that means you have to be intimately related with life and death. With life and death. You have to understand what both are, where they meet, where they become the same, where they're indistinguishable, inside of yourself, outside of yourself, on the micro and the macro. These are lessons that are not learned fast or easy. We're talking about life and death. And the very first place, this is also important, Spirit wanted me to tell whoever, the very first place Spirit took me on my path, right, was the power of the tongue. Look, and I really began to sit with, oh, I will the power of life and death. Like that is my magic. If you saw my magical signature, you would see very clearly that is my magic. the first several years of my training was around me mastering my mouth, mastering my speech. And once I really brought my attention to what was coming out of my mouth, that automatically had me, it had me discipline my mind and then what was being filtered through my heart, right? Because you speak from your heart. When you're speaking authentically, you're speaking from your heart. But if your heart isn't healed, you're going to be speaking things that are valid, but they're going to be bitter and harsh. Okay? So healing the heart was an integral first step, right? Recognizing what thoughts are mine and what thoughts are not mine, an integral step in this process of being able to speak with intentionality and power and clarity, life and death, right? And understanding it's a both and. So I don't know who that was for, but it was really, really important for me to share my own experience on this path and let you know you're not alone. There's nothing wrong with you. It's beautiful power to have. You definitely want to get with Source. You want to get with the Most High. You know, the person who gifted you this power to really understand how you're meant to use it, how you're meant to express it in your life, okay? But this is what we've got. We've got Berkana, birth, Alas, death, Uru's power, Thursday's protection. You are protected. This power is divine. It is something from a past life, and you're meant to use it in this life to serve others, you know? So that's what it is. We've got that. I mean, that was a lot. So free will and mental mastery. It just talked about mental mastery. The ability to distinguish what's your thought versus a thought that's being pushed at you. And I think that the times we're living in, if you're present enough, you don't got to be fully present. If you're present enough, then you understand why it's important to be able to have mastery over your own thoughts rather than be knee deep into groupthink. Okay, and that's why mental mastery, fluorite is coming out with the free will of labradorite. Okay, this is really, really important that you can think for yourself right now. Y'all, I gotta tell you, my kids will tell you, she just keeps talking about thinking for yourself. Like, let me tell you, these kids, they already know. You gotta think for yourself. If I don't give my kids anything else, they're gonna be able to think for themselves, okay? We're gonna have some independent thinkers out here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Chop wood, carry water. So at this time, you may be like, I don't even know what's going on. I don't know what to do. You have a daily routine. You have daily rituals. This is what you're meant to be doing. This is where your attention is meant to be. Okay, if you have, and I believe you have, set your intentions with the Most High. We're coming off the high of this full moon. So you've received a lot of downloads. At this time, all there is for you to do is follow the instructions you have. This isn't the time to try to fly off and start something new. If you got a download about something new, great. Sit with it. Continue your daily rituals and tasks in the meantime. Okay? The divine will let you know when it's time to actually initiate and launch something. But we're holding a pace right now. We're holding a pace because things are about to accelerate. Things are. So I'm looking at winter solstice. There's an acceleration that's going to happen with the winter solstice. It will be unprecedented. Okay, you'll feel this about 30 days ahead. Somewhere like midway, some of us midway through November will feel this whoosh of energy. That'll be the solstice pulling us forward. It'll be a portal pushing us, quantum leaping us forward. In the meantime, we're meant to be maintaining pace. Okay, that's gonna be like a. Yeah, that's going to be interesting for those of us who are going to take that ride. Akashic Stargate, alignment, purpose, crossroads, no wrong path. This is, I'm telling you, chop wood right now. There's things being sorted out on a multidimensional level, but December 21st is here as a Stargate. And some of you have codes and frequencies to exit during that time. Yeah. What do I always say? You got to trust your path, your process, and your purpose. Okay, so some of you may be like looking at other people like, how, well, God, y'all, you're telling them to do that. You ain't telling me to do that. Well, yeah, but maybe you're gonna make a Stargate jump that they're not gonna make. Okay, so be easy, kid. I'm just telling you, this chop wood is important. You know what this is? It's about staying grounded. That chop wood wants you to stay grounded. I'm like, what is that? Because it's not about working. It's not about working. It is about staying grounded. It's about letting your daily routines and tasks ground you into the present moment. Okay? Yeah, that's what it is. I was like, what? Why are you talking about that? 33, I'm telling you, something's divinely timed and aligned. It's heavy on the magic now. The labradorite out here, it is heavy on the magic. And Akashic Stargate, High Priestess too. Yeah. This the this kind of magic. Let's see. Something something's coming full circle in its healed state. You must witness this completion. Then you will know. Okay, that was for some burning. I'll keep doing my job out here. 46, 37, 33, and 2, 42, 46. There's something. No, there's a ritual. There's a healing ritual. There's a healing ritual that you have, that you do. There's something you do. It is. There's something you do daily that has healed you. You have a daily practice that has healed your inner child and is now, yeah, it's something. It's caused a transfer. It was subtle. It was gentle, but it did. It transformed a deep wound into something of purpose. How did you do that? Past life. Power of life and death. Interesting. This one to roll out here. Read the shadow deck. Which one do you want to use? Okay. Archangels, Ascended Masters, Ancestors, Legions of Light, Gods and Goddesses, thank you for protecting me as I channel messages from my tribe. Show me what I need to see, tell me what I need to know, so I support the tribe as we live, learn, thrive, and grow. As above, so below, and so it is, because it is so. Archangel Michael, Archangel Gabriel, Archangel Uriel, and Archangel Poel, thank you for protecting me as I channel messages for the tribe. Let me get clear, concise communications for the tribe today. There are 2 cards. Let me get jumpers. This energy is real soft. So, no sliders. Let me get jumpers, please. What are we working with now? The 4 of Wands. 4 of Wands. Okay. Something is stable. It's that chop wood energy, man. Something stable and steady. I'm telling you, there's some type of daily ritual, man. There's something like this that's got this. It's healed. This is healed now because of whatever this is. Okay, this 4 of rods is this is different. Give me something else. 8 of coins. Yeah, something about. See, I'm telling you, you mastered it. I'm telling you. You mastered how to stabilize. You mastered how to stabilize your root chakra. Because what it's saying is you mastered stability. Stability is that root chakra. I got root growth that is so himself. But peaks of joy, gentle gardener. You. These blades, dang. Yeah, you mastered. You balance and stabilize your root chakra, but whatever you did, you got this down. They're saying to a science, okay? So whatever this is, you could teach it to someone else, like that. Whatever this is. A healed root chakra is. Hey, y'all, do y'all know what a healed root chakra is? I mean, I gotta ask because if I'm in America, I'm in the northern hemisphere. My country, listen, healed root chakras over here. Well, you know. So yeah, but you got one, and you can teach others. That's awesome. We don't. America's chakras are weak. Period. As a culture, our chakras are they're not active. To be honest, I would say they're out of balance or not aligned, but most American chakras aren't active. So when you walk around, most Americans definitely have circulation issues, blood pressure issues, diabetes. The common health indicators that your chakras and meridian pathways are not activated. So you are someone that is literally walking around grounded, stable. You probably look different than other people because your root chakras, they're saying pure, clean, and stable. Yo, this is deep as fuck, for real. Y'all, root chakra work is no joke. The Empress, damn, you about to manifest like a motherfucker. God damn, that's wild. Yeah, see, this is, I kind of, part of what's there for me is like, I wish I could explain to you what a healed root chakra looks like, but I can't because you haven't seen it, but you're about to. This is interesting because now I'm present to you how long it's been since someone, and that just took me further out, like anyway, I'm not going to go there, but that's, wow. It's something about, so one way to see what, do you know, okay, I can't tell you what a healed root chakra looks like, but I can tell you what an unhealed root chakra looks like, and you can use your imagination, okay? Unhealed root chakra, look anywhere in the world, go. Okay, great. So that was easy, right? Okay. But so imagine that you are normal, you're an everyday person, and you go through something like a breakup. Okay? When every normal everyday person goes through a breakup, it ruins them. We have cultural colloquialisms about this, right? That's when you get out a pint of ice cream. That's when you gain 15 pounds. Like we have this kind of narrative around what happens when something breaks your heart. I'm letting you know the narrative we have is coming from an unhealed root chakra. So whatever you've sorted out, you have been able to sustain heartbreak and remain stable. You experienced heartbreak, but it didn't stop you or knock you off your square. You didn't become an emotional wreck. Like it didn't do the thing that it six ablaze the sun in the wheel of fortune. You experience heartbreak and you're like, oh, well, this must not be the place for me. I mean, that's literally what you said. You're like, oh, my heart got broken here. Let me go to where I'm going to be celebrated rather than tolerated. And that was that. And that was that. Like as soon as you're like, oh, and it's almost like I can see it. It's like you experienced your heart breaking and you're like, oh, that means this isn't for me. There's something about because your root chakra was healed. Now, I don't like maybe in the past, listen, not just you, most people, if somebody breaks their heart, most people, they get their heart broken, they get broken down. Because there's no solid root chakra underneath. You know what I'm saying? You experienced heartbreak, but you had a solid root chakra. So you were literally able to chop wood, carry water. Oh my God, you broke my heart. Well, let me keep going. And not like your heart isn't broken. There's still it's still a 5 of cups situation. but like the show can keep going. I'm still stable. I'm still standing. Heavy on the I'm still standing. High Priestess, tell us some more. What about King of Coins, Magician? Tell me more. Tell me more. So look, when you did this and the wheel turned, it didn't just turn for you. It turned for other people too. Now I'm not going to go too far into the nuances of what I'm picking up on, but what I will say is, because we're going to keep it high vibrational here, you're an example. You're an example. What you did left people in awe. They want to study you. They want to be able to do what you did. People, whoever witnessed this, whoever saw you do this, they want to, first of all, they want you, okay? They want you, because they're clear that you got something up with you. But they also want to do what you did. They want this strength that you have. They want you and your little dog too. No, I'm just kidding. They want you and your strength. Okay? Yeah. Yeah. They really don't want this. So this is the person who broke your heart. They really don't want this to be over. You surprised them. They broke your heart and you kept going. You surprised them. King of Wands, Ten of Coins. Yeah, they Ten of Coins, Ten of Cups. They not trying to. They broke your heart, but they didn't mean it. That's what they trying to tell you. I'm just saying now. I'm just trying to tell you something. Oh my gosh, Seven of Cups. This person is confused. This King of Wands is confused. What about? Tell me about the Seven of Cups, Eight of Cups, please. Eight of Blades. Seven of Cups, Eight of Cups, Eight of Blades. It's almost like they're confused about how you escaped the illusion. How you escape the illusion of a relationship. So this is someone that was playing you and they're confused about how you figured out he was getting played. Yeah, it's almost like, how did you figure out they were breadcrumbing you? That's interesting. Justice, Nine of Cups, damn, Three of Coins, damn. This is wild. So, the person who broke your heart wants you back. They're confused about how you got away, how you saw through the illusion of a relationship where there was nothing being invested, right? Like this King of Wands was pretty much showing up everywhere but with you. I'm going to put it like that. This King of Wands was showing up, just not where you were, okay? And so now, I mean, your Justice is Nine of Cups. Now it looks like the Justice here, and that's what I'm saying, like when this changed for you, it didn't change, it changed for other people too. Like now you're out here on, like, standing on your own, and that's justice for you and for this King of Wands character. Okay, so this is, yeah. So you have some, you're focused on what's next. You're focused on what's next. Yeah, you're keeping it to yourself. Damn. Oh, I see it. I see it. I'm not going to tell you business. I see it. No. I'm not going to tell you business. I'm not going to tell you business. Don't worry, don't worry. Oof. Ooh, somebody upset about it, though. Okay. Because they get... Okay. Listen. Listen. This, listen. You already know. You already know what I'm not going to say nothing about that because you already know about that. And let me see. What does tribe not know about? Don't tell me what tribe already know about. This what tribe don't know? This is something though. I don't know if I want to go into this, but this is something. And what's this about? Okay, all right, I got it. I'm not gonna go into that. That don't matter. That's not for tribe though. What about our people? Let's talk about my people. Don't worry about them fools over there. Okay, come on. Let's finish this up. Okay. Yeah. I really like that coming out after the moon because, sorry, it's just like, maybe on the surface it appears very tranquil where you are, right? Chop wood, carry water. Maybe, yeah, but there's something. But it's 6 o'clock. You're about to reap what you've sown. All that work you've done. Ace of Cups, baby. I love to see the Ace of Elixirs here, or Ace of Cups, after the 6 of Coins. Like, first of all, if I'm in a 6 of Coins situation, please follow it up with that one. Because the cup that's overflowing, I can get a coin. I can get a coin out of a cup that's overflowing. You understand what I'm saying? So I love it. I love Ace of Elixirs. All right, let's do it. You have so much good stuff coming in for you. I mean, because you're standing with Source. You're standing healed root chakra. You're with Source. Nothing can knock you off your square. Nothing can knock you off your peg. The people in the past are like, oh my gosh, we wish we hadn't. Yeah, well, too bad you did. And that's just what it is. You know, and listen, they were blinded by their own fears. And that's what I see over here. It's like, I don't want to talk about that. But that's all it is. They were blinded by their own fears. Now they're mad and they don't know who to blame because they should have, would have, could have. Guess what? It's too late. That's what that is. It's too late. Shoulda, woulda, coulda. I don't know who to blame, but I was just scared. Yeah, okay, great. Goodbye. Hierophant, death, 7 of Wands. So now you see things differently, right? Like now when you look back, you see the past differently. You see everything you've been through in a different way, in a different light. Because you've healed the part of yourself, of your soul, that deals with security and stability. So maybe before you had a story, Queen of Wands, Queen of Rods. Maybe you had a story about what you could and couldn't do, what you could and couldn't afford, what you could and couldn't have. Not anymore. Not anymore. Not anymore. You're sitting in this beautiful, balanced energy, very clear about not only what's next, but what you have to do to go get it. 3 of Rods, okay? I love this 2 of Blades. It's giving me the Akashic Stargate, actually. It's, you know, sometimes it's like, oh, it's confusion. For me, this is giving me like, I get to choose. I get to choose. Either way, there's no wrong path, right? No wrong path. Yeah. Look, 10 of Rods reversed in Judgment. There's no wrong path. Five of Blades reversed. The Empress, the Star, and the 6 of Rods, or the 6 of Wands, if you will. There's no wrong. I mean, this is just there's what's next for you? Dang, 9 of Wands, Chariot. Dang. Okay, so you're about this is gonna happen so fast. Use discernment. There's an offer coming in because of your perseverance. You now get to discern, standing with a healed root chakra, what is for you and what's not for you. Okay? But there's no wrong path for you, but understand that you're choosing. Okay? Excuse me. I would say, okay. Yeah. I would say this next offer coming in is not for romance. However it may present itself. And there's the reading. Okay, I got everything out there. Okay, yeah. So this next offer is going to come in. However this offer comes in, I think at some point it's going to want to become something romantic. It's not meant to be. Okay? This person is going to bring a love offer quickly because you're very, very attractive. I mean, they're really trying to figure out, like, why are you single? Is that kind of like, what the hell? But this is this is someone who's coming in because they don't want to do the work where they are. Does that make sense? So they just want to go start something new with you. So use your discernment. Okay, love? All right, that's your reading. Thank you so much. If you haven't already, hit the like button, drop me a comment, let me know if it resonated with you, and subscribe if you resonate with my vibe. Remember what I said? Time is a construct. We made it up, so take what resonates, leave the rest behind. Please know that I love you. I love doing these readings with you guys. Y'all are just like, yeah, I try. I love you. I love you. I love you. In between now and the next reading I drop, trust your path, your process, and your purpose. Peace.